We're divorce attorneys, and we just watched episode 5 of All's Fair. I think it's coming along, the show. It's a little messy where I don't really know where it's going, whether it's a legal drama. Is it campy? I don't really know. But
so it's not good.
No, I actually enjoyed this episode. I really did.
I think it's the best of all bads. If that makes sense. I still don't think it's a great show, but I agree this was the better one. I think it was because Kim didn't come out a whole lot. And again, I like Kim, but as an actress, I don't know.
I know. I realized that too after I watched it. I thought to myself, okay, I like the episode. But then I realized, Kim's not really in it. So I don't know if that's the reason. And they focused on the other characters, the other brilliant actresses.
Because they have an amazing cast.
Yes, so that's
they really do.
They really do have an amazing cast.
And every time someone comes in as a guest, I'm like, oh, they got this person as a guest. This is great. They're getting really good people. It's just not a really good show. But maybe it is evolving and it is getting better-ish. So hopefully we just continue down that path.
And that's what I'm trying to wonder. Again, where's the show going? Because last episode, and we even talked about, they focused on Niecy Nash. This episode, they focused on Sarah Paulson, more humanizing her, and where she's not just a villain in the show. And they started off with her driving, and we realize, oh, she's a mom. She has a daughter. And she talks about, the mom guilt, which that's a real thing. For sure, a real thing. I remember when I had my baby, I was struggling with that, and I reached out to you where I was like, how do you do it?
Yeah, I think that part's definitely real. And I think you said humanizing the villain in this particular case, and the mom guilt. I think all moms, not all moms, but most moms have some mom guilt, and working moms, it's just to this level. It's just so much more. And I think doing what we do, where we're working long hours, it's a very stressful job. It can take a toll, and it does feel like you do feel like sometimes your children are, you're sacrificing your children for your career oftentimes, and it's balancing that guilt. And we saw that here. And I think that was very, very much real, especially when she's saying, my child was raised by a nanny or something like that. I was like, oh my gosh, I hope that's not me.
Right? No, but it's not. I was like, I do believe we have a very good work-life balance being with our children, despite having nannies, but our nannies are not raising our children, which is nice for my child, your children. Yes. But I do like how this episode, as stated, it focused more on her. And then it goes into the first scene after she drops off her child to work, or after she drops off her child to school. She goes to work, she has an important meeting, and immediately her client is already in a bad mood, which we get it. We go to court, we meet clients, and they're already in a mood. Okay.
Because the truth is, we don't get happy clients.
No.
I mean, our clients are not happy clients. They are going through probably one of the worst moments in their lives, one of the most stressful moments of their lives, with their children, with their money. Everything that they dreamt of building is just falling apart. So those are who our clients are. So yes, they're highly emotional. They're highly, sensitive to so many things. And I think that's the scene that you're talking about, right?
Correct. Yeah. Which I was surprised with that actress, because she usually comes out, I forgot her name in real life, but she usually is a very pleasant person. So she wasn't very nice. But again, even with our own clients, I never take offense, because like you said, they're going through a lot. And so when they go into the meeting, it seems like it's some type of mediation. And Sarah Paulson has a breakdown and gets very emotional. And then her and her client fight, because her client's like, what are you doing? And Sarah Paulson tells her, like, I'm having a moment. And then they end up cursing each other out, and she walks out and leaves, and she fires her as a client. The client fires her as an attorney, which... Okay, so this is where I see both sides. They're paying a lot of money. They expect us to essentially have our stuff together.
And we should.
We should, I agree. There are times where I remember one time I woke up and I found out there was a death in the family. I remember I woke up, I cried, and then I got dressed and I went to court and I had mediation. And we actually did really good. But it's just, it's it's reality, and that's work. Could I have called and said I can't make it? Yes. And I do believe that's something that attorneys and people, we need to know our boundaries. It's true. I don't think you should work if you're going through something dramatic and you're not 100% there.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But at the same time, if you can't be there 100% for your client, you get out. You tell them, I need to continue this. We need to reschedule. You cannot show up like she did in the show and cry and have a meltdown with your client at mediation. Like, no, woman, get it together. And if you can't get it together, reschedule. I mean, these are people's lives that we're working with. This isn't just, some play date that we're taking our kids to. This is some serious stuff. So show up. That's what I think. Again, I agree. Attorneys are human and we do go through things, but you need to get your, stuff together.
But yeah, so I did like how it kind of brought us to our journey. And then the next scene where she was with Kim Kardashian's ex.
Oh, gosh.
Jesus. This was the cringiest scene where, okay, so she does a house call, which, okay, sometimes it happens with clients that you go to their business or you go to their home. But then she takes it to the next step when the flirting was one thing, but when she washed his hair, when she sat him in the chair, he took off his shirt and she washed his hair. And
so are you saying you don't wash your client's hair?
Well, it depends how much they pay me.
Right?
No.
Everything's got a price, Anna.
Right. Well, I guess it depends on him. No, that scene was it was so cringe. It was so weird. And she's like massaging his scalp and touching his bare chest. And he's just all like, it was so dramatic.
I don't blame her though, but I'm just kidding. But yes, you do not shampoo your client's hair. If you're an attorney out there watching this, don't shampoo your client's hair.
It does not matter how greasy it is or if it's just not to your standards. No, that's weird.
and it's borderline unethical because it seemed like they were going towards obviously forming some sort of relationship, and you cannot have a relationship with your client. No. Like, you're not allowed to.
No, and then it's funny because she was trying to be her, I'm your attorney, where she even had that conversation with him. You need to tell me every single thing about Kim Kardashian, every single thing about your marriage, because I don't want any surprises, which, yes, 100%. We say that to our clients all the time.
Yep.
The worst thing is, showing up to court and you find out something new.
That is insane. The amount of times that clients hide things from us. It's like, we are your attorneys. Tell us the truth. I cannot do my job unless I know the truth. And even then, they hide. It's like they say, well, I'm not going to tell you this, or I'm not going to say that, or I didn't tell you because I didn't think it was important. Tell your attorney everything. Tell your attorney everything. It makes a difference.
Yeah, so that I agreed. But then it shifted to their weird relationship.
Well, no, that's a no. That's a hard no.
That was a no, where I was like, lady, what are you doing? Are you trying to be a lawyer? Or, I don't know. Those blurry lines. I didn't like that. That scene was really weird. And then I don't know how much alcohol she drank. It seemed like they were sharing a bottle of wine, but then she gets in her car, gets a DUI. I'm like, girl.
Yeah, she's a hot mess. But unfortunately, attorneys, they get DUIs all the time. Drinking and alcohol and drugs is huge in our line of business, unfortunately. And they actually make us take, the educational courses are... the ethical, MCLE stuff. Yeah, MCLEs. Mm-hmm. Basically, every single time it's like a drug and alcohol substance abuse. And you have to take that every few years because it's that much of an issue. So, yeah, I think that they hit it right on the, nail right on the head with that one, with the DUI.
But then going into now the lawyering, the cases that they have, and I have to start off with Naomi Watts, and that she recently got engaged, and I believe it was the last episode or the episode before that. Oh my goodness. But the scene where she discusses how she's against prenups.
What is that? She's a divorce attorney. a high-profile divorce attorney, and she has an issue with the prenup? I mean, none of these high-profile lawyers on the show, I would never hire any of them, aside from the fact that they don't know the law. But just the advice that they're even giving, or what they're showing on there, it's beyond shocking. I'm a high-profile divorce attorney, and I'm shocked that the person I'm marrying wants a prenup.
Oh, she was all offended because her fiance presented her with a prenup?
Really?
Yeah, I'm offended that she is offended.
Right?
As a divorce attorney, how can you be offended? And I believe her and Glenn Close talked about, it's because marriage is forever. I know that. And I believe that,
marriage
too.
is forever until it's not.
Exactly.
Do you have a prenup?
Yes, I have a prenup. And
Exactly.
it's not because I don't believe in my relation or my marriage with my husband. And that's not the case. It's because I believe in protection. And as a way I always tell people, treat it as an insurance policy. You get homeowner's insurance, you get a vehicle insurance. I even have my cell phone insurance because you never know with a toddler. But the thing is, it's to protect me for whatever reason. Hopefully I don't use it.
Right.
Just like hopefully I don't use my prenup. And if I do, I'm protected and I'm okay with that.
Exactly. Insurance policy, prenup.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So then when they cut into their case, the only case that they really discuss other than that weird prenup thing, and Naomi Watts ends up agreeing to it, with Brooke Shields, where she's older and she's going through a divorce with her husband who's impaired. Do you remember that?
Yeah, that one. I think that one was definitely something that we see. I think on the show, a lot of people don't know, but people do get divorced, with somebody who's impaired, whether they, what happened in this one that they didn't say what he had, right?
I don't really remember, to be honest. I just remember that he didn't have the competency.
Like sometimes they get dementia or an accident. Something happens where they're just mentally impaired, and you can still get divorced. And so that was real. We've had cases like that multiple times. And the funny part in this case, which is also very real, is that the children start getting involved, the adult children.
Yes.
We've had so many cases with adult children involved, and especially if there's money in between or, properties or whatever it may be. They get so involved in their parents' divorce.
And that's what I don't understand is when the adult children get involved. What they showed on that, or when you see the children are aligned with each parent, the daughters with the mom and the sons with the dad.
Stay in your lane, kids. Stay in your lane. Let your parents get divorced. Don't get involved. And then the last part of this episode 5 that, again, the only time Kim kind of came out towards the end. First of all, the way she came out. Again, with the outfit. Why is she wearing this extremely low-cut shirt? I don't understand who she's seeing in these offices. Like, why? What is the need to dress like that? I mean, I get you could dress however you want, but I don't know, be inspirational for all your viewers watching out there. And that is not something saying, I'm going to wear that to the office next week.
No, and even, she had a suit. It seemed that she had the trousers and the blazer, but then she put the blazer like a shawl and then just showed her entire chest. And I think there was some side boob too.
Too much. And then she decides in this particular scene, the detective comes with the whole murder and investigate, the firm and look into the files to get some leads as to this person who passed away on the last episode who was murdered. And the detective starts asking her questions. And she's like, sure, I'll talk to you. I've got nothing to hide.
Who says that? I don't care.
You're an attorney. You do not talk to the police. You do not talk to a detective without your attorney present. Seriously.
I'm glad that Glenn Close's character came in and she was like, what are you doing? Stop talking.
Yeah, she's basically like, you're dumb. What are you doing? Like, does this high-profile attorney need a babysitter too?
What was her response? I have nothing to hide.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, that's everyone who gets arrested for some criminal matter or something. But if they're asking you questions, they're questioning you for a murder investigation, honey, you need a lawyer up. Lawyer up. Everyone.
That's right.
Lawyer up. You're a lawyer. And you're surrounded by lawyers at your firm.
Oh, goodness. Okay, so overall, this episode, I think much better. Still ridiculous things here and there. The outfits, they were generally good until Kim came out. But it seems like it's getting better. Still don't know where we're going with it. We'll continue watching it, and we'll continue watching it so that you don't have to.
Stay tuned for the next episode.
And don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment.